Park is normally the go-to spot for students to cool off on campus. Normally,
not really being able to swim in it, you kind of have to walk half of it, so your feet kind of hurt if you don't have river shoes.
And the river has even more problems. We'll take you there.
And there are other changes coming to campus. Big ones. We'll show you.
Speaking of big changes, there's an important one about student loans coming next week.
And have you ever thought about getting a dog but thought, I wish I could just try it for a day? Well, you can.
Take them to get a pup cup, take them to the river, take them to just kind of experience life outside of the shelter.
And later,
Texas State!
What if we told you one of the best sports teams at Texas State competes like this? Hi, and welcome to Bobcat Bulletin. I'm Isabella Connery.
And I'm Jordan Salas. Hey Isabella, do you ever go hang out at Sewell Park on sunny days?
Yeah, of course. Lots of students do. It's great to jump in the river to cool off, usually.
Exactly. As reporter Carolina Garza shows us, things aren't so great right now.
Here in San Marcos, residents and students count on the river to cool off and to have fun, especially on sunny days like these. However, the city has noticed major changes in water levels due to the drought that we've been experiencing this year and a little bit of last year too. The drastic changes in water levels can be seen especially here at Sewell, where the people that come here are no longer swimming, but now they're walking through the water and it hurts their feet because of all the rocks. We asked one of the staff members at the outdoor center about their opinion on the drought, on the water levels, and the differences that they've seen of the amount of people that come here from this year to last year.
Okay, yeah, the river was so much more higher last year. Like now, like it's, to the waistline and stuff like that. And because the river is like so much more shallower, the currents are stronger, so people can't really enjoy the boats and stuff. Around this time last year, we were having a lot more kayak rentals and paddle boards, but now people just get one and they bring it back right away, and they'd rather have a two because they just don't want to fight the current.
Not only are the water levels a major concern here, but also the decrease in wild rice, which can only be found here in Hays County. With the drought and the massive amounts of people that have been coming here to Sewell or the other parts of the river, the Texas wild rice have decreased in amount and have been very damaged. We got to sit down and talk with a Sewell regular that comes here all the time and about her opinions of Sewell itself and the water levels and how it's changed the way she enjoys her time at the river here.
I like laying out, hanging out with friends, getting in the river occasionally. Honestly, it's really it's not super crowded right now, which I'm really shocked because it's kind of nice out. The water levels are they've been low for a really long time. It's kind of harder to get down the stairs because they are made for higher levels of water, so it kind of hurts jumping in on the rocks, so that kind of sucks. And just not really being able to swim in it, you kind of have to walk half of it, so your feet kind of hurt if you don't have river shoes. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's going to get higher again, but I hope it does because I do graduate in 2025. So I want to do the river jump without getting hurt or anything.
We hope that there will be heavy amounts of rain, which will help the river and the water levels to go higher so that by around this time next year, the river is flourishing and it's much better than what it is now, especially the wild rice as well. My name is Carolina Garza. This has been Sewell Park.
The river is low because of a historic drought and record high temperatures. Central Texas had almost 70 days over 100 degrees this summer. According to the Texas Water Development Board, more than 3/4 of the state is still in drought conditions. A week ago, Saturday, September 23rd, was officially the first day of fall, but you can barely tell around campus. It's so hot that some students are taking extra steps to deal with the blistering heat.
On the car that I drive here, we got these little kind of sunscreens, but for the side windows of the car. And every time I leave, I have to put those up, and then my big front one for the windshield, just so it can just so it doesn't melt anything inside or get it real hot inside. Because we also have a dash cam, so now I have to take that off and then put that under because of the heat and everything, just to make sure it doesn't melt or mess with any of the components inside.
The federal agency NOAA reported that this was the second hottest summer on record in Texas.
As you may have heard, Texas State reported a record freshman class for the third year in a row, almost 7,900 students, 3% more than last year. So where are they all going to live? Well, eventually, lots of students will live in hilltop halls, It's a big new dorm that'll be 2 7-story towers with 1,006 beds, according to the university facility's website. It's going up just west of the bus loop at North LBJ Drive near Sessom. The plan is to finish at the end of this school year, in May of 2024. You can actually watch a webcam of this construction project on facilities.txst.edu. That's just one of the several new construction projects here on campus.
You've probably run into a couple walking and driving around campus. I spent some time at one of those projects. Here's a look at what I found. At Texas State University, the campus is buzzing with the sound of construction, specifically here on Academy Street, located over by the rec center on campus. I asked Alec Boyer, a student at Texas State, if he had received any information about the construction around campus from the university.
For the most part, I haven't heard anything about the construction being done soon or how long it's going to take.
Central roadways, Sessom Drive, and Academy Street are both being affected by drain repair and surface improvements being made by the city. This includes lane closures both during the day and night, with debris left in the streets. Boyer has some opinions on measures the city could take to reduce the construction trouble for people traveling or needing to travel through the work zones.
I think they could do construction at night, I guess, and like have the roads clean in the morning, because for the most part the road's pretty like flat. It's all the dirt that they're picking up and leaving on the roads with the little rocks that kind of get kicked up.
Potential vehicle damage from debris is not the only concern for students. Demarion Huey says he has to find alternative ways to get to class due to the construction effect on the Texas State shuttle route.
There's a bus stop like at Spec Parking Garage, and that's literally the only problem I've been having. Because if buses could probably come over here, like eventually, most people probably wouldn't be complaining about just trying to get to point A to point B.
Luckily for students, Academy Street is set to reopen this Friday, September 30th. Construction on campus is impacting students in all different ways, and many have mixed emotions about it. But in the end, the university says that these projects are dedicated to improving the life of its students.
Because of the pandemic, student loan interest and payments have been on hold for the last 3 years. That ends next week. The Department of Education reports that loans started running up interest again on the 1st of September. Loan repayments start this Sunday, October 1st. They won't all start at once, but for people who have loans and who already graduated, they'll get a notification from their loan companies with a new repayment schedule. Notices should go out 3 weeks before the first payment is due. And the Supreme Court ruled against college affirmative action programs in June. Now a group is suing West Point to stop the Army from using race when they decide who gets into the prestigious officers' school. Right now, West Point does consider race in admissions. The Washington Post reports that 12% of cadets are Hispanic, 11% are Black, 9% are Asian American, 61% are white. Here on our campus, there are some efforts to build better relationships between students and campus police.
One of those is free movie nights, Thursdays outside police headquarters. Reporter Eileen Summer has your ticket to the show.
Why go to the drive-in movie theater when you can have a movie night hosted here on Texas State campus at the University Police Department building?
Beginning fall 2023, Texas State University announced a new event hosted by the Student Government Senate and University Police Department, Movie Night. Movie Night is hosted every Thursday night outside of the Pecan building, also known as the Police Department. I was able to speak to Catherine Hoyt, the Crime Prevention and Outreach Specialist for the Police Department.
So we wanted to give students an event to do that didn't involve partying, didn't involve alcohol. We know Thursdays are kind of the real Friday when it comes to college, so we wanted to give them a non-alcoholic event that they could come to and join. And it's free, so it's great for students.
The purpose of Movie Night is for the police department to build a stronger relationship with the student body, as well as give students an appropriate activity to do on the weekends. I was able to speak with Texas State University students Ethan Crowder and Astrid Wilson on their thoughts about Movie Night.
I have been to some sporting events, but this is the first non-sporting event I've been to.
I think that's cool that they're being proactive and like hosting events for students. I don't think I would have really interacted with the University Police Department if it not be for this event.
I think it's pretty cool that they're getting involved. They have good movie taste.
So we really expect anywhere from like 50 to like 150 students. Right now we're averaging right about 70 students. They come and go, but we've been really seeing about 50 kind of stay for the entirety of the movie.
By visiting the Texas State events page, you can view the dates movie nights will be happening.
My name's Eileen Summer with Bobcat Bulletin.
The American Red Cross reported a blood shortage all around the country earlier this month. The University Star found the same story here. A combination of a drop in donations and some severe weather really lowered blood supplies. A representative from We Are Blood, the local blood bank, says the record heat also got in the way of some of their collection events. And most college students leave in the summer, which also slowed donations. If you want to donate, pay attention to this checklist. You have to be at least 17, weigh at least 150 pounds, have good iron levels, have not donated in the last couple of months, and be in good health. You can visit redcross.org if you'd like to help. Maybe you've thought about adopting a dog, but you wish there was a way to spend some time with one first.
Oh, that's a good idea. Get to know them. Give them a break from the shelter, like a dog date. Well, as reporter Mackenzie Miller found out, you can.
We're here at San Marcos Regional Animal Shelter's Dogs Day Out program.
The Dogs Day Out program aims to provide the dogs with a much-needed break from the loud, stressful shelter. It's an opportunity for them to de-stress, explore new smells, and enjoy some exercise outside.
Our Dogs Day Out program allows for someone to take a dog out of the shelter for a few hours. So right now we have it Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the mornings from 8:30 to 11:30.
You can be a part of this incredible initiative by signing up for the Dogs Day Out program. You'll get the opportunity to spend some time with these furry friends and make a positive impact in our community.
Take them to get a pup cup, take them to the river, take them to just kind of experience life outside of the shelter to where they can decompress.
Not every dog is eligible for the program, but the dedicated shelter staff will work diligently to find the perfect match for your outing.
If you just have a few hours before class, if you are wanting to go on a hike and you aren't taking anybody with you, it's a great opportunity for our community members to do something good for the shelter and everything.
Remember, the Dogs Day Out program is not just about giving dogs a break from the shelter, it's about providing them with hope and happiness. Complete an application online at www.sanmarcostx.gov and be a part of something truly special. Don't forget to check out San Marcos Regional Animal Shelter's Dog Day Out program. For Bobcat Bulletin, I'm Mackenzie Miller.
That seems like a really cool program for us and for the dogs.
It does, and the dogs must love it, getting a day off. I also found a professional who works with animals. He was looking for a way to turn his hobbies into a career, and he found one. In North San Antonio, there's a group of artists who work with animals, but not in the way you think. Today I'm at Otia's Taxidermy in North San Antonio, where local taxidermists make animals look alive again. Student debt is a rising issue in the current economy, and Texans who earn a bachelor's degree accumulate an average of $26,000 in debt from earnings reported by the Education Data Initiative. There are many jobs in various industries that people choose to work in without degrees, one of which is taxidermy. I spent the day with 2 employees at Otia's Taxidermy to see what keeps them coming into work each day. Joseph Yensky is a 21-year-old who became a taxidermist during high school.
So whenever I was younger, I just knew that I did not want to go to college. It just didn't seem like something I wanted to do, having to sit in class and everything. So I grew up hunting and fishing. I figured that taxidermy just seemed like something that would be perfect for me, something that I'm interested in. So I got a job working here, and ever since then I've been in love with it, and that's all there is to it.
Joseph spends his days working on various animals from start to finish and perfecting other employees' work as a manager. Next, I spoke to Joseph Radicke, who's worked at Otia's for 2 years.
I prep the hides, I mount the hides, and finish the product. Everything you see here is what we do. I do the initial mount, and then they dry on a wall for a couple of weeks, and then they go to the finishing room and get painted and patched and finished and look really good. And then we end up with this.
If you're a hunter and need anything mounted, check out Otia's Taxidermy in North San Antonio. They're open year-round with their busiest time of year being deer hunting season, running from October to February. If you haven't been watching Bobcat football games this season, you're missing a show.
Yeah, no doubt. This year's team is so good, it's making history. Last Saturday, though, the Cats were down 17-0 at halftime. We'll tell you how it ended.
And we'll take you up to Arlington for a tour of a Dallas Cowboys tailgate. Plus,
I'm seeing the intensity pick up. They're wanting to play, they want to watch film. The hitting's getting a lot harder.
don't you dare tell these guys this isn't a serious sport. We'll see you in a minute.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact. More than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Guys, I know you watched the Bobcats football game Saturday night, right?
Heck yeah, I wouldn't have missed it after the start they've had to this season, but I was pretty nervous for a while in that game. Carter Bordwell is joining us with a look at weekend sports.
Yeah, it was really a tale of two halves. It was definitely one for the record books. The Bobcats were losing 17-0 at halftime, but ended up beating the Wolfpack 35-24. It's the biggest comeback in Texas State history. It's also the first time the Bobcats won back-to-back games since 2019. This 3-1 record is their best start since we joined the FBS in 2012. Ever since the Bobcats upset Baylor and Waco, we've seen a lot of excitement about this team, including for the home opener against Jackson State. I spent some time there talking to fans who were tailgating outside. Over 24,000 fans were out to support Texas State this Saturday as the Bobcats' offense exploded, racking up nearly 700 yards and defeating Jackson State 77-34. The sudden enthusiasm comes after Texas State defeated Baylor in their first game of the season. The excitement also spilled out onto Bobcat Alley as massive amounts of fans tailgated before the game. Texas State students Sabrina and Hannah talked about their experience and thoughts on the game.
It was awesome.
A lot of fun.
Crazy lit. Loved it. My first tailgate, so it was awesome.
Oh yeah, a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
I think compared to last year, there's more people. I don't know if that'll translate to the actual stadium, but I think at the tailgate, there's more people than last year. Yeah.
A few tailgaters may have took the excitement a bit too far, as according to event staff, police did have to get involved on a few occasions.
Yeah, we already had people getting dragged out by the police, couldn't even walk, so yeah, people just getting really excited already pretty early.
The record crowd was the 9th biggest in Texas State history. The Bobcats stay at home this Saturday, taking on Nevada at 6 p.m. Texas State tailgating is ramping up a bit this year, especially with the new Friday night block party. But Dallas Cowboy fans have been doing pro-style tailgates for years. Reporter Jarish Jones takes us along for a visit outside AT&T Stadium in Arlington.
This past weekend, I had the opportunity to visit the home of the Dallas Cowboys as they look to face off against the New York Jets. But I actually wouldn't be inside the stadium. I would be with the locals for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate.
My name is Jared. Today I'm at a Cowboys tailgate. I'm here with a Cowboys fan. What's your name? Nick. I'm here with Nick. I'm going to ask him, how do you think the Cowboys are going to do this year?
Cowboys should do really well. They should take a Week 2 victory here with no Aaron Rodgers. But overall, I think they should finish atop of their division. The Eagles aren't looking so well first couple weeks in.
Okay, guys, we hear this every year, so hopefully the Cowboys do good this year for once. I'm here at the Cowboys tailgate at halftime. Cowboys are up by 8 against the Jets. I'm here with Martha, and we're gonna be shotgunning. This is my first time shotgunning at a Cowboys tailgate, so I'm ready to have some fun. Go Cowboys! Go Cowboys!
Cowboy fans truly do it like no other. If you're in Arlington, Texas and want to catch a game but don't want to be inside the stadium, tailgating is the next best thing. The locals made me feel welcome and overall made my experience enjoyable and a good time. This has been Jared Jones for Bobcat Bulletin.
That's it for sports this week.
Actually, there's one other Texas State team we have to tell you about.
And these guys are really good. They finished second in the nation last year. Reporter Danny Cardenas shows us how these teammates are hoping to conjure up a little magic again this season.
When I say fight, you say win! Texas State! Texas State! Fight!
After placing second in nationals last spring against 67 teams, Texas State's most dominant sports team has spent day and night gearing up for yet another season. Of course, we're talking about
Back here.
quad ball. You might remember when it was called Quidditch, named after the sport in the Harry Potter novels. But for over 10 years, Texas State has ranked within the top 5 quad ball teams in the nation, but has yet to win the top prize. We spoke to team captain David Avila about the near-perfect performance in April and what steps the team will take to break the curse in nationals this coming year.
We that curse kind of sticks with us, never won a national title. It's heartbreaking, but if anything, it's made these players hungrier. I'm seeing the intensity pick up. They're wanting to play, they want to watch film. The hitting's getting a lot harder. They're thinking way more ahead in the game. This year, I'm really going nose to the grindstone. These guys get no breaks. I'm running them ragged at practice, getting the sprints in. They're working harder than they did last year, and that's what I love to see.
The Texas State quad ball team welcomed more newcomers to the roster this season than ever before. We asked freshman Ray Nunez what it was like to join one of the nation's top teams as a first-year student.
It's very welcoming. I think a big thing that the captain and everyone here preaches is family. We're all here. We're all a team. We're working towards the same goal. We're pushing each other, and we're growing together.
Oh yeah. Numbers. We have so many people this year. Last year, I was lucky enough to get some people on a roster, whereas this year, they're fighting tooth and nail for every single spot we got.
Texas State will head to Round Rock this April for nationals in an effort to finally break the decade-long streak of near wins.
I think if we don't get a top 5 nationals bid this year, then we're winning the whole thing. It's plain and simple as that.
This is Danny Cardenas with Bobcat Bulletin.
One of our classmates, Josh Langford, got to go to Nashville last week and spent some time with the Texas band working on a new album. Blacktop Mojo is working on their 5th studio album. This one is called Pollen. This band has been around for a decade. Their songs have hit 80 million views on YouTube, and 2 of their songs made the top 20 on Billboard charts. Matt James, the front man for the band, describes their musical styles and how their process for this album is different from the one that came before.
We draw a little bit from classic rock to grunge, post-grunge, pop, blues, everything. The difference in this one and the records we made in the past, usually we'd get together and, 6 months to a year beforehand and start hashing out songs and picking out parts and really just going over and over everything. Whereas this time, we kind of just came with a rough idea and kind of have let it develop in the room, and it's allowed us to be a lot more creative, I think, this time around.
This new album, Pollen, should come out in April 2024. Of course, you don't have to go to Nashville to make music.
Reporter Joe Curtin found a creative space in Austin that works to support musicians. Let's go along as he takes us to church.
You might think this warehouse off East Cesar Chavez is just any old worn-down building, but in reality, it's actually one of the most popular venues for the local DIY music and art scene in Austin. The Electric Church describes themselves as a crossroads of creativity, music, and community, and you can usually find them hosting multiple events every week. I got a chance to speak with some local artists in the area, such as Pepe Molina, who's been able to book multiple gigs thanks to the Electric Church.
It's definitely given people who can't usually book shows an opportunity to book shows there. Traditional Austin venues usually require prior experience or even credibility before they let you book a show there. Where, same thing runs true for Electric Church, but I feel like it's a lot more hands off. You could book an event there, you don't have to put a down deposit on money. You just have to know the people there.
With the extreme heat Austin just went through last summer, the warehouse is in serious need of repairs when it comes to their air conditioning system.
It's It's very hot inside. Not always the cleanest, but it's got a little soul, I guess.
In addition to hosting shows at the warehouse, the Electric Church as a group hosts events at other venues, such as an open jam every Monday night at the Vortex.
Well, Electric Church, when they come here on Mondays, it's pretty much like a free-form jam that they do. It's usually from 7 to 10, and we have a whole back line of instruments. Everything's already set up, so if anybody wants to hop on while the jam's going on, they can certainly come on and say, hey, let me grab a bass, let me grab a guitar, let me hit the keys or whatever for a bit.
While the Electric Church would love for people to come out and experience these events, their main goal is to fix up their home venue. Anyone who is interested in helping them out can do so by donating to their GoFundMe campaign, as well as spreading the word as much as you can. This venue has been a vital addition to Austin's independent art scene for years, and with a little help can continue to do so for many more to come.
I like how he describes that building as having soul, but it's pretty cool what they do in there.
Yeah, no doubt. It seems like they've done a lot to support musicians. Hopefully, people will step up and support the Electric Church so they can get their AC fixed. That's all for us this week.
Thanks for joining us for this first episode of Bobcat Bulletin for the fall semester. We'll see you next week with more news from Texas State and beyond.